Tell you the story of the drunk donkey? Once upon a time, there was this weather woman. Come as a pilot, stay kind of quiet, but you know you love watching my spin. Put your phone head shirt on, watch it live on your phone, and drink drunk donkey beer all day. You know you'll be tracking every move that makes you.
What's up, everybody? Good morning. Who's dancing? I needed some. Look at that. Poof. Look at that. The song ends with like the perfect countdown. The producer. I did it. I did it. First time ever. I timed the song perfect. All right, so welcome everybody to a special Saturday morning edition. Guess who came up on my lap first today? It was Louie. So we're going to say hi to everybody, Louie. This is your morning. I know you wanted to come up. He always comes up, I swear, about 5 minutes before we go live, he puts his paws on me. He knows the drill, man. He knows Dad's getting ready for a live. So, and little Hunter's doing good. He's by my feet. He's a little... I don't think he's feeling too good today, so he's in his happy place. I don't want to bother him right now. So anyway, hey, what's up, Heather? She loves the song. What's up, Yo-Hell? How's South Florida doing? TikTok. Was I on TikTok last night, Mike? I don't know, man. Was I on TikTok? I don't even remember. That's not good. I was at home. That's all that matters. Good morning, Susan from Delray Beach. Julie, here we go again. What's up? Jamie from Pensacola. We got tropics to talk about. We got a sloppy low pressure area coming. Nobody knows what's going on. I know it's a storm when people start saying I'm hyping. I guess that's a good thing. Right? Mike the hype. You can guarantee it. I love my clicks. I love my likes. Mike the hype. Clicks for likes. That rhymes. So, good morning to Miss Shelley. She's dedication is unbelievable. I don't think she's ever not been there for us. And we love her. Even though some don't. We have equal amount of haters, Shelley. All right, so this is your Daily Brew. It's brought to you by our good friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. You can see their logo right on my page here. I'll be visiting them here this weekend as I head to Daytona Beach. They have a couple stores over there. So I'll be popping in to say hi to the employees. Actually, one of our Brew Crew subscribers is the manager at one of the two ABCs. I cannot recall which one. So if you're watching, sir, I have to look back. Actually, Shelley can look it up for me if you can. There's a picture of him during Ian. He came down to, unfortunately, help rescue his mother from Sanibel Island. She was okay, but unfortunately got damaged, obviously. So, all right. Hey, Bren, appreciate that. Good news on my truck, by the way. They got the motor in it. Hot damn, we got an engine. And it's a good engine. I got a heart transplant in the old Storm Chaser. and my mechanic, George, told me that it was a good engine. Fingers crossed. Low miles. Got a new heart. She'll be good for a few more hurricanes. And, getting new tires put on it and everything. Excited. She lives again. Reed's rebuilding his Dominator. What's up, Mr. Trent Hogg? Oh, Jamie Lynn, thanks for supporting. You got a MWP t-shirt. Awesome. DD, I can't say that word. I get in trouble. I don't know why. So yeah, I'm excited to get my truck back. Got a couple trips planned in Georgia coming up. One to meet the Furman guys, and then the other, Emily's got softball. So, all right, let's talk about the weather. Very good. Weather. See you, buddy. You be a good boy. Say bye, everybody. Oh, Invest 97 just formed. Julian, I knew that was going to happen. Well, it takes a few hours for the spaghetti models to get updated. So that's fine. But yeah, Invest 97, here we go. It's happening. I knew once they put this X up, we would have an Invest, because they had to have a center of circulation in order to have an Invest. So once that center is somewhat figured out, they can start spitting the models with data, a true center of COC, center of circulation. All right, so we got it. That means that's great, because I can update the website, update the app, and we'll have spaghetti models here soon. And I guarantee the spaghetti models are going to do this. That's what they're going to do. So this is the official zigzag storm of 2022. Zigzag. Ada was in November. And Ada was a zigzag storm. This is going to be a zigzag storm. So Facebook just blocked out Sababoo's comment about Karen. Now they're blocking out Karen comments. Hi. All right, so here we go. Let's talk about it. All right, so the official wording from the NHC, I like to read this. This is like romper room time, okay? We're going to read a book to you. Listen, I don't think anybody reads anymore. I don't read. I read with you guys. But this is what it says, okay? It's very broad. Could develop tropical characteristics. But this is the key words here. Big butts. We all like big butts. Well, some of us. Regards to development, there's an increasing risk of coastal flooding. That's because of the surge. Gale force winds, strong winds coming off that Atlantic. Heavy rainfall, definitely through the state of Florida. And slingshotting up towards Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. Rough surf and beach erosion. That, to me, is going to be the biggest story, is the Florida East Coast impacts. And it also mentions Bahamas. And it's all next week. Still bringing heavy rain to Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands. Let's take a look at it. So that's cool. We're going to have all new updated graphics here soon. Let's go to Weather Nerds and take a look at the current look at it. I swear the weather gods are always on my side, because we have late softball games today. So I can sit here all day and update the website and stuff. We don't have to leave for a few hours. Otherwise, I'd be panicking. I take a mobile setup with me that I can update, but it's a lot easier to do it here at home in my little office. All right, so here it is. This is the big old mess. This is a lot of convection. So there's a lot of juice. So things you look at early on is this. All right, listen, first off, majority of models are showing this to be a weaker system, okay? However, I got to stress this. You know, the waters are warmer than normal right now, and anomalies, ocean heat content, shear is kind of light because we have really nothing going on in the atmosphere right now. So there is some strong shear above to the north, but just, you know, don't just say, oh, it's going to be nothing, because it's not going to, you know, likely won't be even anything near an Ian as far as strength, but it could sneak up there. Category 1 maybe. I mean, anything close to the Bahamas, the Gulf, Florida, the waters are warm. You got to keep an eye on it. The water anomalies are 2 degrees above normal right now, and they're 83 degrees on average, which is well in that range of tropical development. So we're not writing this one off. The biggest story I'm going to show you is East Coast winds, man. They're already handing out flyers apparently to folks that live on the coast. I mean, Volusia County, other counties are taking this serious. They're worried about beach erosion. They're worried about structural, compromises on the beach. There's already some from Ian that are condemned right now. Folks don't realize it, but that Daytona Beach, that whole East Coast area, got beaten up from Ian. Didn't make the news, but they can't deal with another incoming gale force winds for several days, and they're going to. But this is where it's at. So we're watching this area right here, right there. That's the low. And you can already start to see a little bit of spinach. All this juice is hitting Puerto Rico. We got a lot of people watching Puerto Rico. Oh, my goodness. My neighbor's calling me. Hang on a minute. Let me answer this real quick to make sure everything's okay. Hey, Jack.
Hey, Mike. Hey, a guy found an earring out on the sidewalk in front of your house.
Oh.
Belong to Emmy or Sarah?
I don't think so. But if he wants it, he can keep it. Thanks, man. So our neighborhood's having a garage sale, and somebody found an earring out front. My kids don't wear earrings, so I told my neighbor he could tell the person he could keep it. It was like his big find for the day. So if that earring made somebody's day, cool, because I guarantee we have tons of earrings, and the kids don't wear them. So, all right. So anyway, this is the juice. So we have a high pressure to the north, guaranteed high pressure system. This is going to steer whatever this way it looks like. So, it's going to have a little bit of window here, a lot of uncertainty. The NHC is at 60% right now. So they're inching up there every update. It's 60% now. It's not make-believe anymore. They're seeing it. There is modeling suggesting that this thing is going to try to organize. So, but that's where you're going to want to watch it. It's going to start to move north. Timing is still next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of the next week. And let's just look at all the latest models and get right into it. This is something I put together this morning. Let me show you what this looks like. I like doing this. I've always done this. These are off of tropicaltidbits.com. This is your 4 big models that I always use: Euro, CMC, GFS, and Icon. Important thing to note is this. All 4 are showing broad low-pressure systems midweek somewhere southeast coast off of Florida, right? All 4. What they're also all 4 showing is a heck of a lot of wind. This is your 10-meter winds, and that is a ton of wind. And it's all coming in, unfortunately, to the Florida East Coast. All of it. So developed or not, at this point in the game on Wednesday, we're going to see a ton of wind coming in off that Atlantic. And that's the bigger story right now. Every storm's different, right? Every storm's different. So, yeah, that's first and foremost the big issue. And secondly, this thing's got a lot of juice with it already. There's a lot of precipitable water, and we're going to see a lot of moisture coming down. Rain models haven't really picked up on it yet, but this is starting to get some spin in the atmosphere. You can see it right here. All this moisture is going to feed up into it, and we're going to see a lot of rain possibly. We're already predicting 3, 4, 5 inches in spots. It'll increase, I guarantee it. There's really nothing coming to squash it. This little low that we're seeing across that had a lot of tornadoes last night is going to pull out of here, and we're going to have a brief window here of stagnant air, and this moisture is going to feed up into the Bahamas and Florida and the Southeast, as far as North Carolina, Georgia, and South Carolina, because the slingshot of moisture that I'm going to show you. So let's look. So right now, the big 4 aren't showing anything too strong. However, the old GFS, which we know has been terrible this year, it's still worth noting what it's showing. What's up, Mr. Dale Kindberg? Sending me stars. What's up, Dale? You can just buy me a beer, buddy, next time. Cheers, everybody. Craig Martin. Craig Monaghan. You know what? I haven't even looked at the wind maps yet today. Let's look at the wind maps. Thanks for bringing that up. So welcome, by the way. We are streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Hello, everybody. YouTube's growing. Appreciate it. Kay Miller. Yeah, Hunter's doing better. He actually is very quiet now, so I'm going to leave him alone. He's pretty happy. Took him to the doc last week, and it's just little dogs have a hard time, which is sad. I love my little guy. All right, so let's look at the winds real quick. 850. You can see. Oh, definitely. Look at this. Good rotation on 8 lower level right there. 500. Starting to show up. So it's sloppy, but it's starting to show up for sure. We can look at Null School real quick, and then we're going to get the models. Here we go. We'll look at the models here in a second. So there it is. James Fort. Hey, man, thanks for all this. Look at that. Thank you, Mr. James. It pops up green. One thing about YouTube, the colors, like when somebody does something, James Fort just signed up to be a supporter, which is awesome. So make sure you get with Shelly because we got a free shirt. We got free app. We have free text service for you. We have a calendar. We have koozies and stickers and Christmas cards. All kinds of perks we do for you for supporting us. So, all right, but here it is. Here's a big broad low. You can see the spin showing up. This is where it's at right here. And mid-level 700 starting to show a little bit, and 500 starting to show a little bit too. So not incredibly yet, but it's kind of there. There's 850. There's our big broad low. So it is setting up, and it's the same. It's right between Hispaniola and Puerto Rico. All right, so here's the latest. Let's go to the latest euro. Show you kind of what's going on. All right, so here's this weekend. Here's tomorrow. Here is all this juice. All right, so the big thing that we're going to notice is this. Wherever our center is, all this moisture is going to be above it, and it's going to be building in. Very classic subtropical system. Subtropical systems have a big wider core. The winds expand outwards in the rains. So regardless of center on this one, if it is a subtropical system, the effects are going to be way outside of center. So you can't focus too much on center. Oh my God, you got Mikey, man. Look at that. You're YouTubers, man. You guys rock. Thank you, Mike. Michelle New from Ponce Inlet. Thank you. Hello. What's up? Jennifer? Yeah, too. Yeah, we got the big ship out there. Jamie, thanks. Evie says, what did I miss? Nothing. Satellite Beach. I'm heading over there, by the way. I'm going to head over on Tuesday. Tuesday's gone with the wind. All right. So here's your latest euro. Same thing on tap. Let's fast forward to Monday. Look at this. So very broad. Look at all this moisture, though. This is what the big question mark is. We know there's going to be big winds coming in. We know that. But here's Tuesday. Look. All this moisture already starting to come into play here into Florida. This is Tuesday. That's 6Z run. Here's the overnight run. And here's what the euro shows. All right, so 1,007. Nothing to stress about on the latest euro. However, it does show, a lot of moisture. A lot of winds to the north. Again, 1,007. This is not a Category 5 hurricane or nothing, Man, we get all kinds of YouTubers a day. What's up, Miss Kelly? Terry Murphy, thank you. Upgraded. Look at that, man. So we got James, Mike, and Terry all bumping up to Cat 5. Well, that's cool. Make sure you give her a shirt. I got a box of shirts to mail out. We need all your sizes. All right, so there's your euro. We got an incoming frontal line during the week. So here's that zigzag. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. So if you notice, this has been the trend. It's very, very consistent. Is this zigzag pattern that we're going to see? Zigzag. November is reserved for zigzag storms. All right, so there's Euro, heavy rain, heavy winds. Now here's the thing. Look, here's the low pressure right off of southwest Florida, right? Central Florida. But look at the moisture. So now we're going to get action up into the East Coast states, north of Florida. So that's why the NHC is mentioning Southeast and Florida. These winds are going to shift now and come in at you later in the week. This is Thursday morning. All right, so other models. Let's take a look. So here's that moisture. The moisture is feeding all the way down here. Now let's go look at the GFS. The two extremes here are this. Here's the GFS on Monday into Tuesday. Here's that moisture stream all the way down into Lesser Antilles. Look at that. All this funneling up around it. And the GFS kind of slingshots it into Florida. And unfortunately, it's developing it. We know the GFS has not been the greatest model this year. Here's Wednesday. The low pressure down south a little bit. Heavy rain, South Florida. There's your incoming winds to the north. And then the GFS does this. Possible? Yeah. But it's the outlier. But hey, you know, any system, it's a 980, 985. Now, you know, it's the outlier. The steering is the same. Zig, zag. All right, everybody say it. Zig, zag. Zig, zag. But it is the outlier. And it has to be noted that it's been terrible this year as far as strength. However, there's a lot of European ensembles now starting to show a little bit more stronger than 1,007 millibars. So, again, you got to keep that in mind. Anything right now, water temperatures are still hot. And the ocean heat content is still hot. So that's that. You know, just something to watch. Heavy rain. Obviously, this is a lot of rain. This is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the peninsula. You know, you notice the pattern. This is the same, though. This is Wednesday on the GFS. Here's Wednesday on the Euro. Right here. So both models are showing low pressure in the exact same spot. Canadian model's been going a little bit of a eastern trend, actually missing Florida. Now, it unfortunately develops our system over that warm Gulf Stream into Carolina. 987. This is borderline Category 1. Totally missing Florida. Remember, if you're on the west side of a system off in the Atlantic, we won't get much. But again, the Canadian model has been the most wrong with the steering this season. The GFS has been the most wrong with intensity this season. So far, the icon to me in the Euro has been number 1, number 2. And the UK is pretty darn good. We're going to look at that here in a second. But you just got to keep that in mind. So we have a low pressure coming up. There's a zigzag on the Canadian. The Canadian does this zigzag. The GFS is doing this zigzag. The Euro is kind of doing that. But confidence is kind of increasing. And then, of course, our icon, which I do like, it's a broad low. Now it's strengthened a little bit. But here's... this is Wednesday afternoon, 1,005 millibar, but it makes the most sense. This is what the GFS or Euro is kind of showing too. You know, rain's heavy to the north coming in, and that's the 6Z, the 00Z, kind of the same thing, and it does a little zigzag too. So there's your icon zigzag. So, yeah, we can see rain throughout the whole peninsula, guaranteed. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The bigger news, like I said, development or not, it's going to be these winds 10 meter winds here, really showing this, and they start to pick up later Monday into Tuesday. And you can see that these are incoming winds here north of our low, and it's just going to be battering the coast. And then these winds are going to shift with our low, and they're going to start coming in to coastal areas after Florida. That's almost a guarantee. Heavy winds here across the Florida East Coast Tuesday, Wednesday. Now the big news is the beaver. We have a beaver moon, they call it, which is a full moon on Tuesday. So we have a full moon Tuesday into Wednesday. These are going to only add to the problems on the Florida East Coast. I have people tagging me pictures right now. This system that's happening right now, we're having winds come in right now, today and tomorrow. But the bigger winds are Tuesday, Wednesday. And there's people already showing me pictures of the beach where the water's already at the seawall. I mean, the beach is gone at Daytona. And there's a lot of seawall damages for a lot of places. So my printer's doing weird things, by the way. Why would my printer just start talking, doing stuff? So there you go. All right, so there's that. Let's go look at the UK model. I want to look at some European ensembles. That's that. I mean, NHC's at 60%. They're watching it. We got an Invest now, so we're going to have spaghetti models soon. And sometimes the BAM suite, or tab, or whatever the hell they call it now. Let's see if they're up. They always initialize first, and then it takes a while for all the others to catch up. Don't even look at it. This isn't even right now. 90. Oh, we have 97? No. That's all right. Well, we don't have an Invest. So Invest 97 is that spot by Bermuda. So somebody says we have a new Invest. We do have a new Invest, but now I'm looking at it. It's the yellow spot by Bermuda, which is this one here. This guy. That's Invest 97. This is not an Invest now, so bummer. We should have one soon though, because they do have a center X'd. Maybe they'll have it any day now, any minute. But that's it. Invest 97. We don't have Invest 98. So actually, this will be Invest 98 whenever they get it going. So Invest 98 will be the Caribbean spot. Invest 97 is this one that's not going to do anything. Going off never ever land. Oh, right. So let's take a look at the UK model. It's not too bad of a model. It was showing Florida impacts yesterday. Let's see what it's showing today. Oh, let's see here. We got to go to Central America, Gulf of Mexico. I guess we'll just stick it right there. So there it is. 1,003. Important to note, though, developing. So the confidence is high that this thing is going to zigzag through the state. Very, very believable. We have a frontal line coming down middle next week. This thing's going to react to. It's going to get pulled up and then pushed on out of here. But 1,003 millibar, nothing to stress about. But it is showing up on the UK now. So we're watching it close, I think we got, a good chance this thing becomes named, and we got to worry about that. So very windy. 98, yes, John. It'll be 98 soon. St. John's, we got to worry about that. Here's the problem with the St. John's River right now is these winds, once they start coming in, they're going to be coming in at an angle like that, and we're going to have a solid couple days of winds pushing into the St. Johns River in Jacksonville, South Georgia, area. So that's going to be a big concern for sure. A good solid 2 or 3 days of nothing but winds pushing into that North Florida. So we're going to start here, let's say on Monday. This is noon on Monday. You know, these are wind gusts. Orange is 25. Red is 35. Once you start getting into this like purple, it's 40. This is on Monday at noon. Look, this is Tuesday midnight, Monday night into Tuesday here. There's the big winds. Look, we even got more coming now. Look at that. This is Tuesday night. 46 mile an hour. These are wind gusts, but Monday, Tuesday, now Tuesday night, you know, we're getting just constant winds, and then we get into Wednesday, it's even worse. Look at that. 49 mile an hour wind gusts. So we're just going to have persistent winds. And the thing is, it's because we have a pressure gradient difference. We got high pressure to the north, low pressure to the south. These aren't gusts associated with a storm. That's what's different. Like, you know, when we use these maps in the past, it's because these are embedded thunderstorms or whatever. These are persistent winds. It's just going to be driving that Atlantic just constantly. So Tuesday night around 7, 8, 9 o'clock, we have high tide for most of this area right here. High tides around 7, 8 o'clock p.m. And then Wednesday at 8 and 9 o'clock, 7, 8, 9 in the morning, basically 12 hours later, Wednesday morning, high tide again. So I'm going to drive over there. I'll be there Tuesday into Wednesday. I'm going to check it out. I'm worried what I'm going to see, but I'm going to go over there and cover it. It's my home state, and I think this beach erosion is going to be big news. I think we're going to see a lot of structures that are going to end up compromised. There are already several that are condemned in that area that people had to be relocated because the seawalls are gone and the beaches took over. So that's a lot. Now, these persistent winds are going to be there ahead of time. So if our system's developing, it could be a double-edged sword. I mean, if this thing starts to develop, we're going to have these persistent winds, and then once our system starts coming over here somewhere and it starts tightening up, we could be dealing with now a little bit stronger system, which means, you know, stronger squall lines coming in, water spouts, tornadoes, obviously the flooding, inland flooding again because of a tropical system, and it's going to be slow moving because, you know, this thing's going to zigzag somewhere, somehow, whatever it's going to decide to do. You're going to get we're going to get a little more rain because of that. A little couple more days over the state. Florida here on the rain maps on the Euro. Let's see now. See, this is so classic. It catches up, and there's our heavy rains. Now we're starting to see 4 or 5 inches across a big chunk of the east side here, and 2 inches inland. So that's not too bad. But again, remember the Euro is showing weak on this run. Every run's going to be a little different depending on how strong it thinks it is. Obviously, the GFS now is showing a hurricane off the coast. We're going to have higher pockets of rain as this comes in. There's your zigzag rain pattern on the GFS, but there's 5-6 inches on the south. It goes around. So, and then of course southeast here, because of this thing, the nature of it. Actually, let's just look at a blend of models here. We can look at that. I do want to look at ensembles next. And let's look at the southeast. We'll look at the blend of models. And you can kind of see the general thinking is that still going to have a lot of rain in Carolinas and down into Georgia, half the eastern half of Georgia. And this is all through more later in the week. That rain starts Thursday, Friday of next weekend. Heavy rains. This thing turns, goes back, approaching frontal lines coming in. So Carolinas and Georgia will start to see their heavy rains later in the week next week. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's whatever gets on out of here. There is a big front line coming. It's going to pick it up. You can see it well here on, let's take a look at what's coming next week that you can really start to see it. Now let's look at IR. So next week, here's our system in reaction. So this is next Wednesday. You can see our frontal line here, and this is going to pick up our system out ahead of it and bend it off. There you go. There's your convection, North Carolina northward. This is next Friday morning. That's the likelihood right there. Boom. So, you know, I mean, I guess there is a chance it could miss Florida altogether, but looking at the ensembles here, which we do a lot, and the European ensembles are great because it gives you pretty much every scenario possible, and it's showing a majority of them going through the state. Here we go. This is kind of hard to read, I know, but there's basic thinking. And some of those are strong. Let's see this. So this is kind of hard to see this one. Let's look at Levi's site. This is Tropical Tidbits. We can look at a little more pinpointed, possibly here on ensemble points, and you know, there's your cluster. I mean, it's kind of hard to see. The mean is still South Florida, the black circle. There's your kind of mean of all of them. But again, most of them are around the 900 range to 1,000 range. So there's a few little stronger. But as far as too strong, nothing really showing yet. Now we could zoom in a little closer here on more ensembles. Gulf of Mexico. This kind of gives you an idea to that turn. See that? So, you know, there are some that miss Florida altogether, and there are some that don't miss Florida altogether. So the, you know, the guarantee so far is the wins. Thing is with the blue lines, unfortunately, the blue lines are potential hurricane. So there are a few more. Remember yesterday there was only 2 or 3. Now we're getting a little bit more. So, bottom line, everybody in the Southeast should be watching. The Canadian is hinting what some of the European models are showing is a zigzag just off the coast of Florida, meaning more chance of this development up towards Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. Definite possibility. The Gulf Stream is extremely warm. The Atlantic waters are warm, and this is going to have a window here of, you know, development once we get into that time frame of next week. You know, Monday, Tuesday. So yeah, everybody in the Southeast should be watching. No doubt. I mean, no doubt. Beaver Moon. Anybody used to watch Beaver? Leave It to Beaver? Yeah, Shelly's always there. I guess Mason's not feeling good, so Shelly's sitting at home. My kids are sleeping. No, actually, Sarah's on the back porch doing karaoke right now. So yeah, Carolina. I'm gonna have to post that. I'm a little too focused on Florida right now, but there are some ensembles that are showing this thing curving back up towards the Carolina coast. For sure. That would be later in the week. That'd be more like Thursday, Friday-ish. But like, so let's see here. Let's look at a little more in depth here with SpaghettiOs. See if I can get closer here. I don't know how I can get Carolinas a little more tropical. How about East Coast? This is a little better. All right, so let's look at the spread here of ensembles. These are all your members. So what this basically showing you is the just all the different thinking of this thing, where it's going to go. I mean, it's high confidence this thing's going to zigzag. For sure. I mean, we're doing this, and it's going to do that eventually. It's just where it's going to do that. So yeah, Southeast should be really watching close too. Definitely. We got folks watching the Carolinas and Georgia. This thing could do a weird little skirt here. Again, bad scenario for the Florida East Coast, regardless of wherever this thing decides to develop or go. The beach erosion, coastal impacts are going to be huge, regardless of development or where it develops, guaranteed. The ensemble mean too, which I show a lot. I like this graphic. It's been slowly increasing the color on chances. We've got 50%, 55% now. This is the highest it's been. This is the mean of development. And basically, it's kind of telling you that on the latest mean of the euro. Cool. Let's put it on something here, and then we'll look at that. Look at this little zinger down here spinning away. What the hell is that thing? Oh, one storm at a time. We don't want to talk about stupid stuff. Look at this, man. So I don't. We talked about this days ago. This risk. It was bad yesterday. There was a lot of tornadoes yesterday. This line is still continuing. Remember, we showed that all week long. The chance this thing was going to keep on going. Now it's going to fizzle out. Isn't going to make it much past the Florida Peninsula. This thing's going to start pulling north out of here. But that's pretty hefty looking line right now. That's going on. This is a live look right now. Storm Prediction Center not showing too much concern right now with this, though, which is kind of odd. So that's good news. There's really no concern for anything too severe with that line. It's lost a lot of its energy from above. Future radar shows that this thing is going to pull out, and we still got that high pressure in place on the East Coast of Florida. So this thing is going to fizzle out. Here's what it's going to look like the rest of the day. If you're curious, that line is not going to make it very far. It's going to fizzle right there. So Pensacola probably going to get some later today. So there's tonight. This is this afternoon. It could still be pumping some rain. This is this afternoon. So if it's going to make its way through New Orleans midday, and it's going to be still looking like this around 2-3 o'clock this afternoon, 4 o'clock tonight, before it fizzles out. Now there are going to be some spit and showers out ahead of this. You can see them. We saw it yesterday. There's going to be these little random little guys attaching to it. You can see them flying up through the state. So any rain today in Florida is going to be quick, fast, and from the southeast. Man, I always screw up east and west at least once. All right, dyslexic when it comes to east-west. But anyway, that's pretty good. Then as this boof hits that high pressure and gone. It's out of here. Got a little bit of rain tomorrow too. Look at this. Interesting. Could have some showers tomorrow afternoon. Brewing on. Look at that. Right over the East Coast tomorrow. Interesting. Look at that showing tomorrow. Woof. That's leftover juice flying in from the Atlantic. So we can have some showers tomorrow across Florida. Rolling in on the East Coast, going east to west. Tomorrow. Look at this. This is tomorrow. Holy moly. Noontime tomorrow. This is brewing in the morning tomorrow. So we're going to have east to west flow tomorrow. It's summertime in Florida, baby. That's kind of got my curiosity too on this thing developing a little more, because it's just hot right now. There's no frontal line. The shear anomaly is kind of low right now. Actually, let me see if I can find it on Levi's site. I haven't ever really used it on his site, but I think I don't really know Um, yeah. I don't know what I'm looking for. But anyway, there's going to be a little bit of wind shear to the north. And that might be the only thing slowing this thing down is the wind shear to the north. Okay, let's see here if this map's even working today. Yesterday it wasn't working very well. So let's see. Nope. Still. Oh, nope. Man, the shear maps aren't been updating correctly. That was the GFS, I think. Let's take a look here. See if we're getting any shear maps. Yeah, okay, there's a little better one with shear. So Tuesday, we got a little subtropical jet stream kind of trying to brew, but there's the wind shear map. This is for Wednesday of next week, and look, it's kind of light. This is kind of the general area our system's going to be trying to develop next week, somewhere right in here. So fairly light wind shear, actually. This is that big front coming down that's going to push whatever back this way. But as far as wind shear goes, it's kind of light. It's been showing up, a little bit of northerly wind shear, but we can see a pocket window of favorable conditions when this thing nears the Bahamas. Bahama man. All right, yo, have a great day. Zigzag. Remnants of Lisa. That is Lisa. What the heck? You're right, Katie. That was Lisa. What am I talking about? Jeez. One storm at a time. That is Lisa. God, I'm totally out of it. Lisa's right here. Duh. Sorry. That's Lisa. Which is going to go back south. And I still got maps for Lisa right here. Here's Lisa right now. So there's Lisa. I saw Lisa, didn't even know it was Lisa. Lee Lewis, I might be tomorrow, yes, because we have late day softball. I'll be doing a YouTube video in a little bit. Oh, we got to go pretty soon. I'll be doing a YouTube video, putting that online. Thanks, James. Hope softball goes well today, too. You just never know, man. Emily hit her personal best yesterday. They have this hitting tracks machine that tracks them through the years, and her exit velocity on her bat, she broke her record a couple weeks ago at 67 miles an hour. I can't remember. 67. I don't know if it was 67 or 87 or whatever. But anyway, then she hit 67. Well, then she hit 68. Well, yesterday she hit 69. And, she's working out. Her high school is working hard. They have these girls going through this boot camp style. And it's paying off, man. She hit one over the fence last week. Like, literally, first one. She had two before, but this one was legit, man. It hit the palm tree as it left the 200-foot fence line. So, getting stronger, man. No surge maps yet, Roya. Sorry, it's way too early. But we just know common sense, man. We got problems on that East Coast right now. You can almost hear Sarah out there. Listen, she's going crazy with her microphone. She loves to do karaoke. I'm sure the neighbors love it too. Let's see if we got anything popping up yet. I don't know if these things are updated. So I'd be curious it's showing water height surges here coming in for Savannah. This is because right now the winds are coming in like this ahead of this frontal line. You can see it very well here on the windy map. So this approaching frontal line, here's your 5-day rain map, by the way, highlighting our system. These always get adjusted, though, as the systems become developed. So right now the rain maps aren't very accurate because none of them are really understanding what's going on. but the way the winds are right now, they're ahead of this approaching system, and they're coming in. So that this map is correct, and it's located on my site right here. Sierra map right here, this little guy right here. So this right here, the Sierra coastal storm surge map, fairly accurate, and we can see these winds pushing in right now out ahead of this approaching system. This is that storm line right here. This is the line right here that's moving in currently, and these winds are catching up to it. That's why we're going to see spitting little showers through the southeast and Florida today, out ahead of it. But these winds are going to shift now with this little bump. So we got high pressure to the north, slamming winds this way, low pressure setting up. So this becomes the hot spot end of the week. This is what they're more concerned about, is these persistent winds off the Atlantic. It's just going to be sitting there, pounding the Florida coastline. And then, like I said, if this low pressure comes through the state and does any sort of spin, then the low is going to start doing this. So that's the question mark. But we do got to watch about this thing being sneaky and missing Florida and maybe developing here for the Carolinas to watch. So when you say southeast, pretty much a lot of people watching. And it is November, but guess what? The season doesn't end until November 30th, and the waters are warmer than average. Definitely warmer than average. Current temps. God, Sarah's going to town out there. So the ocean heat content map, here we show this all the time, but this is kind of, what you got to worry about. This whole area right here is still warm water below the surface. Ocean heat content is basically energy for tropical systems, so that's going to help this thing develop. Water temperatures are above normal right now in the Gulf and off the Florida southeast coast. These are your anomaly numbers. And we can show data values. So right now the water temperatures are running about 2 degrees above average, 2.5, 3 degrees in spots, but mainly 2 degrees above normal. Anything orange is above normal. So the waters are warmer than normal. And sea surface temperatures are in the 80s, 83.7, 84, 84.1, 84. So, this whole general area that's trying to develop is definitely, it doesn't know it's November is what I'm getting at. Martin formed in the upper Atlantic somehow. Highest storm ever for November. So, got to watch this. It's sneaky. I'm telling you, it's sneaky. Sneaky system. This high pressure to the north, though, has really got my attention because usually we don't see these kind of winds persistent ahead of a developing tropical system. So like I said, it's a double-edged sword. We have a developing tropical system that could affect as a named system, and yes, it could become a hurricane. There's models supporting that. But we also have this major coastal event at the same time. So that's that. All right. There you go. Have a great day. Amber, Fort Myers, well, I just got to watch. I never say anything as far as that. It's too far out. I mean, it's not going to be an Ian as far as that goes, but if this thing does come through the bottom part of the state and curves out, you're going to get effects. I mean, let's look at the GFS. It's the worst case scenario model, but it's definitely showing up on some ensembles. So here it is, a sloppy 1001 millibar system on Wednesday, right? Worried? No, but it's spinning counterclockwise. I mean, you could have heavy rain, could have some squally gusts, could have some stronger storms. And then it develops it out here. Then it comes in right north of Tampa Bay. This would be Friday next week. It's the outlier, but there are a couple European ensembles also saying that possible. European is the best though, man, when it comes to steering currents, and so far the Euro's teasing more of that, but it could change. It's so it's not that far away actually. I was gonna say it's so far away. It's only a couple days away. Look at this heavy rain though, man. That's the frontal line coming in next week, so there could be some cool air coming in behind. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. But this is next Friday, so there is a frontal line coming in. But that would be very interesting for our area. If that GFS, but like I said, GFS has been terrible this year. However, the UK showing the same zigzag. The UK is doing that. Euro's doing that. CMC is doing that. So big. It's worth watching, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. This thing parks out here in the Gulf. It could be more of a Friday thing. Should be everybody should be gone by the weekend though. Here's well, it could linger a little bit into Saturday, but here's Saturday afternoon. Sunday for sure is nice. Big old high pressure. Look at that 540 line. Ooh, that's cold. Let's take a look. We could have some cool air. Always hit that one. Ooh, whoa. That's some cool air. This is next weekend. Holy moly. 40s. Could be 49, 50s, 50s down in South Florida. Freezing temps. This is a big front. People asking when the next front is. Well, the following week. Whatever develops in the tropics gets picked up by this frontal line and gets shoved on out of here. Typical November pattern. Typical November pattern, though, is that comes up through the Gulf and goes this way. We don't see them over here. That's where the big question mark is, because it's in this warm water and there's no shear. Normally, what happens is you get a system that develops down here. We have an approaching front. It gets pulled up and turns, deals with a lot of wind shear. This little system's here, which you can see spinning very well right now. And it's got this high pressure system, and it's going to turn and then do that. So it's kind of an odd pattern. So I guess the big unknown is really what does it do over this warm waters of the Bahamas? I think it's got a chance to try to develop some, for sure. Looking at the shear maps and the juice that's associated with it right now, there's a lot of precipitable water out there, so it's got moisture. It's kind of hard to see here, but it's basically about right here. But it'll be funneling in all this moisture as it comes up. All this moisture is going to be fed into it, so there'll be a lot of juice. All right, well, hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks, Mikey and James, and was it, not sure who, we had 3 new Cat 5s. That's awesome. And Terry Murphy, thank you. We appreciate it. We are crowdfunding, believe it or not. We have some great supporters and sponsors, but you guys make it all work, man. It's a one-man band. Of course, with Shelly and Phil and Julie help a lot too, but we are, we do it because we love it, and we do it because you guys help support, and appreciate it. So we'll send out some goodies for you. All right, so that's it. It's the weekend. Talk your significant other into going on our cruise. We got a DJ lined up now. Might have another surprise. Shelly, I'm going to reach out to our buddy Andy, see if he wants to come down and do some singing too. That would be an awesome treat. I'm going to ask him. We'll put him up in a room, Andy Simmons. Maybe he can come down and sing our classics in person. That would be the most epic ever to have Andy Simmons show up and sing our Mike's Weather Page songs in person. I might have an extra drink for that. So, but anyway, good times. So the Brew Crew, by the way, since you guys are Cat 5s, if you live in Florida, we're gonna have a Brew Crew party on the Sunday of the week of our cruise, March 12th. So stay tuned for that. March 12th, Brew Crew folks, we're gonna host a special party for you for supporting our page. So a lot of fun coming up. Well, let's get through this one. All right, we will maybe do a live tomorrow. I don't know. Probably a YouTube video for sure, and then I'll post a YouTube video here in a little bit. Keep an eye on things. It'll be Invest 98 when it ever happens, and we have new models coming out around noon. There's a new NHC update at 2 o'clock. They'll post their next cone at 2. Probably go to red. I have a feeling we'll probably hit red 70%. I would think so. Definitely think so. All right. Have a great day. Cheers, everybody. I'm out of here.